I need some new wedges. Let's see if I can make the casino pay for them. That's what I'm talking about. $535 win. Let's take these profits and convert them into wedges. Now that you've seen how I pay for all of this crazy stuff I review on my channel, let's go get the new wedges, because they came in. My Mizuno wedges have served me well, but these wedges I'm getting, I've been fitted for the grind in both the 54 and the 58. We went with the Titleist SM10s. We got the 54 degree in an 8-degree bounce in the M grind. And then we went in our 58 with the T grind and a 4-degree bounce. So we went with a really low bounce lob wedge. And we got the black finish, which will rust over time. So we got Pro V1s out in our portable launch monitor. We'll hit the 48 to set a baseline and see how the 54 and the 58 gap to that. Start off with the 48 degree.
$109 yards.
We got our baseline. Let's see what the 54 can do.
$84 yards.
Now let's see how the 58 stacks up.
$70 yards.
Everything's working good out of the box. We're just gonna have some libations and then we'll take them on the simulator to see how the ball is actually flying and stopping. Sits down so nicely. Fresh grooves are awesome. Could be a bit closer to the hole, but I like the way that's sitting down. Oh, yes. Well, we are going to do great things with these wedges, I can tell. Little long, but stopping nicely, same as the 54.
It took them a while to count them up. I couldn't remember.
Everything's looking good on the launch monitors and simulators. Let's go over the specs of these clubs right quick, and then we'll get them out in the grass, because that's the only true way to test wedges. Let's start off with the grinds and bounces, because at the end of the day, that's why I got new wedges, to get fitted for the grinds. So we have a 54 degree, 8 degree bounce M grind. Now what this wedge allows me to do is hit it square, full swing, much like my gap wedge or other short irons. And you can see most of the grind is here. And then there's your high point right about there. So most of the shots I'm going to be hitting with this wedge are full shots and pitches, but there's still enough room back here to open the face of the club and have this part behind the high point interact with the turf. Now my 58 degree wedge really shocked me, not because of the grind they fitted me for, but the low 4 degree bounce. Now as for the grind, we have the T grind. Now what this allows me to do, much like the 54 degree wedge, is I can hit it normally, just squared away like an iron for full shots and pitches, but I have much more real estate back here on this side of the high point for opening the club face up so I can manipulate it to hit all kinds of different shots from various scenarios. And as you can see, the 54 does have it, but the 58 has so much more real estate back here, and there's less real estate on this side of the high point. So on the square side of the high point for full shots, there's less real estate, but there's much more real estate on the open side of the high point for club head manipulation. So you can kind of see where I was going with this setup. I want to be able to hit full shots and pitch shots, but I want to be able to manipulate the club faces for when I need to hit it a little higher, need it to stop a little more, and for working around the green and hitting out of bunkers. For the shafts, we just stuck with the out of the box wedge flex shafts that come from the factory. Deciding if I want to change shafts out in these clubs would warrant further testing. Then we cap them off with our Golf Pride Tour wraps. And remember, these bounces and grinds have been fitted to my swing and for the types of shots that I want to achieve with these wedges. As always, I recommend if you're gonna buy anything that you see me review, get it fitted and tailored to your game. Now let's go over the one negative I have with my Vokey wedges versus my Mizuno wedges. And that is the Vokey wedges are cast and the Mizuno wedges are forged. Now I don't mind using cast wedges. That's what I used up until I got the Mizunos. But once I started using forged wedges, there is no substitute for the feel of a forged wedge. And lastly, the finish. We went with the black finish so we don't get any glare, and it just matches our new golf bag. And as I mentioned at the top of this video, it will rust over time through use. So when the grooves start to go, or I just want to get maximum spin out of these, I can turn these into what I call tetanus wedges. Now let me show you an example of that using my old SM4s compared to these fresh out of the box before I even hit them. Here's my brand new SM10s fresh out of the box versus my old SM4s that I have intentionally rusted. And with that, let's get these wedges into some real world scenarios, because hitting them off mats only goes so far. Okay, enough simulators. Let's actually get these wedges in the grass and try them around the chipping green in various scenarios. I'm gonna start with the 54 and some short bump and runs where we need this to run, but we need it to stop. That's the stuff. All three of those are in the up and down zone. Next test is going to be with the 58. Same idea, just a little skip and run shot, but much shorter. Just from the edge of the green to a short pin. Get in.
Yeah, nice, eh?
There we go. So we got one long, but we almost hold it. And the other two are perfectly parked right next to the hole, right where you want them to be. So we have the 58 down at the bottom of the hill there, and we're coming up to this pin. So we got to get it up the hill, but we got to stop it by the flag. So this is more of your, it has to carry, but it has to stop shot. One came up short, one went a tad long, and one's right where we want it. Not bad results for a blind shot. So the 58 does good with the lob and stop shots. Now let's see how the 54 does from down the hill, but to a pin where we gotta lob it, but we have more green to roll it out. So we got two a little past it than we'd like to be. But we got one right in the area where we want it to be. And lastly, we'll hit the 58 out of the sand to that pin. Go in the hole. And the last one came out low. Definitely got more ball than sand. But when we get it right, my goodness, do we ever get it right. That one is in the up and down zone. And that one is a formality. That's a tap in, guaranteed up and down. 2 out of 3 definitely ain't bad out of the sand. These wedges performed phenomenally, given the fact I'm far from a short game expert. But it just goes to show you, if you're gonna get fitted for your driver and long clubs, get fitted for your wedges. It helps. New Scott, out.